Pool life, it's the only life we know. Pool life, when you pat it in the hole. Pool life, it's the cowboy show. Pool life, when you get that lucky roll.
Hey pool fans, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've decided I'm going to go in the pool room, I'm going to play some racks of 9-ball with zero practice. Just woke up, it's about 8 AM. I'm going to make myself a latte, I'm just going to walk in, I'm going to film probably, well, I'm going to say 5 racks, but I'll see how it goes with time. I don't want to bore you too much. And I want to see in this video if I can go in and perform at a good level with zero practice, just walking straight in there, screwing the cue together and see what happens. And of course, I'll explain shot by shot what I'm thinking and what shot I'm going to play to see how good I can perform or how bad. First things first, I need a latte.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who...
Okay, this is the plan. Moscone Cup is looming. We're not far off, just a few weeks away. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to play the Ghost in a race to 5. If I break off and I have some form of a shot at the 1 ball, a pot, a bank shot, an easy jump shot, I'm going to play from there. If I don't, if I'm hooked, I'm going to pick the cue ball up and put it where I want. So I'm going to play the Ghost in a race to 5. 2 small problems I've got, no 3 problems I've got. I'm drinking coffee, never a good idea, it gives you the jitters, caffeine. So that's one issue. The second issue is I'm absolutely cold. I've not played pool for ages. So I'm going straight on the table to see how I feel. And we'll talk through that during the video. So that's never a good thing. And the third thing, I forgot, Judd Trump, when he used my pool cue, he signed the shaft. So I don't want to use that shaft in case... well, I can sell it for a pretty penny at some point when I can be bothered doing it. So I'm going to use the Predator V shaft. It's a little bit thicker than the 3142, so it's not what I'm used to, but it is what it is. Let's see how this video is going to turn out. 9-ball on the spot. I'm going to be doing the cup break. Not going to be focusing too much on the break, but I will talk a tiny bit about it. Breaking with the Perry break cue. And this is the cue I'm playing with. It's the butt I've always used, and I've put the V shaft on. It's a little bit thicker than what I'm used to, and I'm cold. Let's get the first rack underway. Race to 5, Moscone Cup style, against the Ghost. Rack 1, Karlito to break. Little cup break, trying to find that gap, which will hopefully lend itself to a nice break. Well, I'll take that. That was a pretty good break. And we have a shot on the 1 ball. Okay, as I said before, I've got a shot on the 1 ball. I've got to leave it as it is. I'll just get rid of the old magic rack. Now, a bit of a problem. A natural path of the cue ball, if I just pot it with no side or anything, is about here. The problem with this, it's going to come off here. And I'm going to crash into the green 6 near the pink 4. So that is a problem. Not easy to play a stun shot through this gap because it's a very small window and back out. And don't forget, it's the first shot of the day. Absolute zero practice. So this is what's going on in my mind. I'll do a jizzy wizzy up, play it with loads of right spin. Come off here. So when it hits the bottom rail, it checks back up. That's not easy. First poke of the day. Oh, I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. I think I'm going to spin it. Playing this with right spin. 2 rails back out into the middle. Anywhere near where the 1 ball is now. Anywhere in that big circle would be ideal. Check. Well, that is a bad start. However, how lucky have I been? Okay, I have been a very, very fortunate boy there. Could have hooked myself. Anything could have happened. Previous shot on the one, didn't get enough spin on it and probably should have stunned it to widen the angle. Hit it like a complete wally. So now, I do have a pot. And I'm just going to put all my energies in the pot. I'm going to try and get the cue ball to come off this rail. So I've got an angle on the 3. But I can't tell you how bad I feel on the cue. Don't forget, not hit a ball. This is a little test. I'm using a random shaft. So I'll just pop the ball. And I'm happy with that. That's pretty good. I think I can just get into this. Yeah, I think I can. This is the problem when you come straight in and you're not warmed up. You start to second guess yourself. That's why you see all the pros warming up and practicing at the events. So I've got to really get into the cue ball here because I'm trying to come down off the side rail in between the 9 and the 6. That is my window. And I'll take that. It's a little close to the rail. Okay, so I'm just off straight. The 6 ball goes in 2/3 of this pocket. I'm just going to spin the old hat round. Can't take the hat off because my hair, well, it's worse than Hunter Lombardo's. That's how bad it is. So just off straight. I've got to cue this nice. Whenever you just off straight, there's that doubt in your mind that you're always going to cue it bad. And I've got to try and get the cue ball back out of 2 rails anywhere into this big area. And you want to be straight on the 6 because it goes in 2/3 of the pocket. That doesn't look too bad. Just off straight will be fine. I mean, it's okay. I think because of how I feel on the cue, I just left myself a shot. I didn't want to get too carried away getting on the 8 ball there. As it happens, that's not the end of the world. I've got a very, very, very small angle, but I've still got to cue this well because I don't want to not get enough draw on it and leave the cue ball here. I want to get it back down towards this circle, don't I? Ooh. Nigel Reese will be watching that one. That's getting a little bit close. Not too bad, not bad. Wow! What an absolute shocker. Played a good tidy rack. Well, I got a bit lucky first shot, played a good rack, but I've made an unbelievable error. I should have put my little extension on the back of the cue because as you can see, I look very squashed up. 6'2", and I've butchered the 9 ball in the first rack. What a mistake. I'm going to leave the extension in my pocket now because sometimes I do that. If you've seen over the years, I put it on and off. 1-0 down to the Ghost. It was a hair full, and at least I get to pick the cue ball up though. I think your thought process is also not very good. You don't seem to see things as much as if you've been playing an hour or two. Things come a lot more natural. So this type of thing now is going to be not as easy to vision as it would be in a little while, if that makes sense. 5 doesn't go in this corner, doesn't go in this corner. So we have a few small problems. It does go in this corner though, so I think that's going to be my plan. I think I'm going to try and run the 1, 2 and the 3, get the cue ball in the middle and try and play a shot from the 4 through this gap for the 5. This is not easy, but we deserve the ultimate test after hacking at the 9 ball. So I'm just playing over to this area here. That's nice, we've got a little angle on the 2. So we've got to get up back past the 7, anywhere past this line. It's important we come past the line. And because of that, I've overjuiced it a little bit. So now things are getting a little bit tricky. However, have I spotted a sneaky little shot? Can I play this with top and a bit of right? Off the bottom rail to come through this gap here. Do I play it with a bit more and risk flicking the 6? Is that dangerous? I think it's dangerous. Now don't forget we're running the table here. In a match you might play it a little bit different. The 5 and the 6 are in a good position to play safe. So let's not forget that. But we are trying to run the table. So let's run the table. I'm going to play through the gap. Through the gap. Yeah, that was a sensible shot, Karlito. Now we have an angle to try and get back behind this 5. Just feel like certain shots at pool, I need the extra bit of length on the bottom of the cue. You see nowadays a lot of the pros are using a longer cue. I feel like for me certain shots I need it, some I don't. So the 5 goes up there. It also probably goes off the 8 ball, so that's something to bear in mind. But it's important we get the cue ball down here, and boy, this is not an easy shot. Walking in from your kitchen, half a latte down, 1-0 down, hacked at the 9. This is brutal. Oh, I've missed a 4. Look at the cue ball and all. Look at the cue ball. I'm 2-0 down. Shit. I feel like I've had good opportunities to be 2-0 up. So now I'm in a battle of the mind. 2-0 down to the ghost. Let's go. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. All the balls are sat pretty. This is just a case of making sure you don't land straight on the 2, which is pretty easy. 3 balls sat nice. This is looking good. This is a good table. That was nice, but I must admit I feel so bad on the game. Feel very jabby. Don't feel like, well, I just feel terrible. This needs to be played with a bit of left, because once the cue ball hits the rail, I want it to come back up table. If I was to stun it, it would come towards the pink 4. There you see, you could see the side, bite on the rail, it comes past. Looks juicy, but it's a pretty easy shot. It's just judging the throw. Now we're okay on the 4. Probably can't hold the cue ball. Maybe I could, but I'm going to just pump it off the side rail. Anywhere into the centre. That's fine. There's a piece of chalk round there. Come on, this is a big wreck now. All the balls are sat there. This is just a case of connecting the dots. The 7's over the side, which offers lovely position to get on the 8. And that's fine. just drag this ball in. I've done a drag video. I'm sure some of you have watched it. Always come in handy. Oh, I need the extension. This is just connecting the dots. Don't overthink these situations. This is all about making sure, let's get that on right, making sure your mind's clear. So I'm just playing this low, just floating it in to come off the rail for the 6 in the side, like so. Get that off. And then this is just pot your ball and you stop there for a minute, an aeroplane going over the house. So just play this. Again, it's that little drag shot. Lovely. Oh, forgot to take the old rack off, but that's fine. That's nice. Anywhere centre of the table. That will do. And there she goes at last. We're off and running. We're off the board. No, that was a little thin. That was a little thin, but we have a shot. It's going to be awkward cueing, but we do have a shot. It doesn't cut in the side. Well, even if it did, it is so thin. Cue ball will be crashing into the 8. So that is offering nothing. If I stun it centre ball, there's a chance of it going in off. It might hit this point. Awkward cueing to a degree. I've got to really get into the cue ball because having potting this ball, I've got to get the cue ball off this side rail and back down. And I think it's just on. Let me have a look. Yeah, I think it's just on. Got to get into the cue ball though. You can't afford to stun this. You've got to get it moving with a bit of spin. Played it fat because that allowed the angle to be a bit more kinder to me. And it's okay, it's okay. So there you can see I'm dead straight. So I can either go forward and scratch or I can come straight back in this kind of line. So my instinct is telling me not to draw back and try and stop the cue ball here to play the pink 4 in the side or the top because the chances of that are very slim. I'm probably going to come near the rail. So I'm just going to put a big stroke on this, off this rail, back out into open space for a shot of the 4 in this corner. Got to put a good cue action on this. Oh, this looks good. This looks good. Are we warming up? Are we warming up? We are warming up. Can't reach that, so I'm going to get the old extension again. Now it's decision time. Let me just have a proper look at this. 2 options. Could risk drawing back off here for the 5 in the side. Problem with that is, if you under hit it and leave your cue ball here, near this rail, you're going to cause a few issues. So I think I'm just going to play a little soft draw shot. Don't often play these type of shots because you've got to land it into an area, and if you underdo it or overdo it, then you can get lost for position. But because it's so close, I feel like even if the cue ball lands where it is or here, I am fine. I'm just going to double check though, because it is a big rack. Let me get on the shot. Oh, I don't know. Decision time. Because I'm not playing, I feel like I've just got to play a little soft draw shot. Even though that could be the wrong shot. No, it's alright. I'm milking it. Yeah, that's fine. Well, he says it's fine. No, that is fine. That is fine. If I'd have landed a little shorter, I would have been playing for the 6 in the corner and the cue ball there. I'm just seeing if there's a cheeky combo on, which there isn't. Am I milking this? I feel like I am. Just draw it back. What's up with you? That's fine. SVB. Scarlet Woodwood. Very good at this type of shot. Just playing it into the corner, the obvious corner, and just coming off this second rail and back over. I might even come 1, 2 off the third rail. It was never a shot I was good at this though. Never hit it good. I think they hit it with more top. Tried to play off the third rail and it's gone a little bit wrong. Uh-oh. Right, I did something silly again there. I talked myself off the shot. Told myself I wasn't very good at that shot, and often when you have any negative thought going on in your mind, you often do it. So this is why I sit in comms box. So now I've got to focus on the pot. Can't roll it in because the 7 might not reach, and often you do get a bad contact when you roll it and try and hold the cue ball here. I'm going to play it with a bit more pace and go 1, 2, and just anywhere in this area. It does go in the side and it goes in the corner. Rule number 1 here is always pot your ball. I'll just put myself under a bit of cosh there. Oh, I've played a worldie. I have played an absolute worldie. Well, that was not a worldie. Tried to stop there then. Thought it was scratchy. Oh, that was terrible. This shaft is a little bit thicker than what I'm used to. This, I don't fancy it. I just do not fancy it. Stay still, keep your hand flat, keep everything still. Trust in the cueing. Yes, come on baby, 2-2. Mid-session interval, it's a race to 5, it's 2-2 versus the Ghost. That is a little bit cold now. I've played 4 racks, played them pretty quick. Obviously this is just more, there's no pressure on it, it's just to see how we get on with 0 practice. And obviously explain a few of the shots fast and try and give you guys an understanding at the end of this video what it feels like to be underprepared, feel terrible on the cue, and basically not what to do. But it's a bit of fun, isn't it?